Attention Disney, Marvel, and Star Wars fans. Are you searching for love in a galaxy far, far away? Then Meet Upon Maine is the ultimate dating and social networking site for you.
Join thousands of fans who are making magical connections. Whether you're seeking a serious relationship or amazing new park buddies, Meet Upon Maine has it all.
Build a profile to make magical matches, create new friendships, and bond over your shared passions, from epic lightsaber battles to heartwarming Disney moments. Embrace the thrill of finding someone who vibes with your fandom on a whole new level.
Don't miss out on this enchanted opportunity. Make your dreams come true with Meet Upon Maine, where Disney, Marvel, and Star Wars fans connect.
Sign up now and let the magic begin. Visit meetuponmaine.com and start your journey to a happily ever after.
Meet Upon Maine is not affiliated with Disney, Marvel, or Lucasfilm. Please use responsibly and follow our community guidelines. Must be 18 years or older to join.
Let's put that genie back in the bottle.
Paints with the colors of the wind, bitch.
It's time for 2 Finger Point.
Power daddy.
Our shoes are in the pond.
Extra magic hours, which we in turn called extra tragic hours.
People called him the naked mole rat.
Did you really just 2 finger point?
Here are your hosts, Amber and Kylie.
Welcome back to Two Finger Point. I'm Kylie.
I'm Amber.
And we are going to hop into some news. So we can't not address the whole Snow White thing. It's just such a mess. Yeah, so this week, well, it'll be in the past, but this week in real time as we're recording, D23, the big Disney convention, is going to be going on. I think it's Wednesday it starts. But that is where it's rumored they're going to show the trailer, and the word is if the trailer does well, they'll keep moving. If it doesn't do well, which we know is inevitable, they're going to either replace her or can the idea of having a sequel. But why do we need a sequel for Snow White?
Is there any, I mean, there was no Disney sequel from the beginning, so where do we kind of go at the end? Like, it's happily ever after. Like,
exactly.
Where do we go from there?
What are we going to do? And if there's no prince, it's not like she can have a daughter.
Yeah, you're right. So there's no Snow White 2. There's no legacy. Yeah, I guess. Didn't we already kind of do a series 2 with Kristen Stewart? We did our Snow White and the Huntsman, where she was
That's not Disney.
Was that not Disney?
No, that wasn't Disney. Yeah, there were 2 that came out at the same time. There was that one and Mirror Mirror. I didn't see either of them, but yeah, neither of them were Disney affiliated.
Ah, that explains it then. I never saw either of them either, but like from what I remember about the Snow White and the Huntsman one, it was quite literally she was kind of like a warrior essentially, right? She was on her own kind of fighting.
Yeah, I think it was focused more on her getting away from the Huntsman, which in the Disney tale, that's like 5 minutes of the movie.
Literally. Which I find that to be interesting. That's an interesting story where you don't need, the prince character, but if you're going to follow the main storyline of like Snow White, how can you do that without the prince? And also, how are you going to wake up, girl? You ate the apple. I said it last time, but you gone.
I also heard rumors that originally they had hired a director, Mark Webb. He's known for like the amazing Spider-Man movies, the ones with Andrew Garfield. So their original plan was he was going to direct this movie, and then they were going to do like this big Snow White universe. Like, go figure, Disney always doing the most. And they were going to do like 2 movies based off of this one with Gal Gadot and just focus on the evil queen, which I actually would be interested, but they don't need to do the Snow White then. Like, I would do it like they did Maleficent, where they just
I was just going to say
that. But they couldn't get her to sign on. I was watching this guy on YouTube, and he was talking about like after she declined, they pretty much canned him from everything.
After Gal Gadot declined?
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I mean, she's the big name. If she's
Mhm.
turning down something like this, I feel like kind of scrap the entire thing, in my opinion, especially if you've got a main character who's clearly not even wanting to abide by anything of the original story.
Right. And why are the actors having so much say? They're there to act.
When did we allow them to have more of an opinion on the movie? I thought it was very much like a director and the writers, like they make the story, you come, you act it out. And like if you have something to say, they kind of cut you. At least that's how it used to be in Hollywood. They didn't want your opinion.
Yeah, like you have an opinion on how your character does things, but oh, let's cut out the prince. It's Hollywood, baby. No. No. Just no.
Like I can't imagine this going really great for her career going forward. I mean, you're
Oh,
speaking out
absolutely
against.
not.
People don't like to work with somebody who's kind of difficult or too opinionated.
Yeah, she definitely blacklisted herself because, I mean, all her movies flopped. She did the West Side Story, and it wasn't her fault, but Ansel Elgort had his allegations, so a lot of people boycotted that movie. Then she did Shazam 2, which wasn't that great, and now this, and that's all she's done. So there's
Yeah.
nothing really good on her end.
You would think that she would want to be less opinionated with a rap sheet like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Yeah.
know. These Gen Zers are wild out here. Is she a Gen Zer? It feels like
Oh
she
yeah,
is.
she's
Oh
22.
yeah. Oh yeah, she's wild.
I saw another clip of her that resurfaced, or not resurfaced. It was pretty recent. It's the SAG strike. She was out there picketing, and she was like, "Yeah, because if I'm going to be out here in a princess dress for 16 hours, I need to be paid more." It's like that's not what the strike's about. The strike is about the small actors who can't afford health insurance.
Girl. She's
Like
just
even
like
Hillary Duff, who's out there every day, knows that.
that's wild. Yeah, it's wow. There's something to be said about the narcissism of the Gen Zers. Like, I mean, good for you, like in a sense, like if you can hold on to it and like get your bag, but like it gets too far sometimes where it's like,
Mhm.
whoa, like it's not all about you.
Exactly.
But I mean, at least I will say, like positively, at least she is out there supporting like the strike and like in the sense of like being out there and picketing with everyone. Like it's good that she is doing her part in that, but like maybe do some more research on what you're out there for if you're gonna do it.
Right. It's it's a shame. She's very talented, I'll say it, because I've heard her sing and she's got a great voice, but if you're gonna act like that, you can kiss your career goodbye.
Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. It sounds like she's definitely causing controversy. And if enough controversy arises, I can't imagine Disney wanting to move forward with her because they are very much
Oh.
like they wash their hands
They
clean of
probably
controversy.
don't want to work with her ever again now.
Yeah.
I'd seen a comment on one of the YouTube videos I was watching, and it really kind of fascinated me. They said, if this puts Disney to its end, it started and ended with the same fairy tale.
What an interesting concept. Oh my God, I didn't even think about that.
Right?
Mind blown.
Yeah, I think they really need to just like can this whole project and yeah, probably just forget it altogether if they want to keep Disney afloat.
Yeah, it doesn't sound good for their brand or for anything in general.
I think at this point, even if they were to go refilm all of her scenes with somebody else, I think it's just too little too late.
Yeah. I'm like you said, I'm more interested in like the Evil Queen origin story. I don't know that I really even care that much about Snow White being a live action.
We've seen it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I why is the evil queen evil? I've always wondered
Yeah.
what's her problem.
What happened? Yeah, like why does she feel the need to be the youngest and the most useful and the most beautiful? Like what happened? I agree with you on that. It's more interesting. We don't have to repeat the same story. I feel like we're doing that a lot with Disney movies. We're repeating,
Yes.
and honestly, it's exhaustive. Give me something new, which is like I saw Cruella recently. I finally bit the bullet and watched that. So, I liked it. I thought it was good. It was nice to see an origin story for a villain. I like that they're kind of taking that route. They should lean into that because we've
Mhm.
expressed that we like the villain stories, we want villain world and all that. So like lean into what we're saying we want. Quit giving us what we don't want.
Right. Because these kids like the cartoons better anyway,
Yeah.
and we've already seen it. Like, I heard that they were getting ready to start doing a part 2 for The Little Mermaid, and I loved The Little Mermaid, but I don't need a part 2.
Yeah. Again, what I know we had Little Mermaid 2 in the animated version and stuff. Did we even have 3?
A little too much though.
It was.
They didn't do a third one, but they did like it was just like a little side cartoon, kind of like Beauty and the Beast Enchanted Christmas or whatever.
Yeah.
Like one
Okay.
of those.
Okay. Because I remember watching the second animated Little Mermaid. What was her daughter's
Melody.
name? That's what it was. Yeah, I just remember her having black hair.
Yeah.
Um,
And it was fine, but also we didn't need it, and I recognized that as however old I was. You know?
yeah. I think it was an on and whim to even watch it. Like it was like, do I want to watch this?
Mhm.
Fine. But yeah, it was unnecessary. So I really feel like the sequels are unnecessary. But yeah, we've kind of fallen into that origin story of a lot of different characters and things that have not been written, I think are interesting.
Yeah.
And I think those are worth exploring.
Yeah, maybe even go into like some Grimm fairy tales. Snow White is Grimm, but
Mhm.
like Goldilocks and the Three Bears, or I know it's
Yeah.
kind of DreamWorks area, but I don't know. There's a lot of fairy tales we could get into. We don't need to keep recreating the same ones.
Exactly.
Or, we're finding those other tales from different cultures like Moana or
Mhm.
Mulan.
Those
Let's
are
continue
also
to find those fables.
exactly. So yeah, the repetition can end at any moment. So I agree. But yeah, back to the Snow White thing, like, yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do here, but I'm curious to see if they do show the trailer, because if they do, we'll probably end up seeing it by the end of the week. It'll be on TikTok by Friday
Mhm.
if they do show
Oh,
it.
yeah. Well, I
Um,
think in history, I don't know if they've still done it, but or if they're still doing it this year, but historically, they've done like a little recap on Disney Plus every day of the week for the convention, and they show like, here's what went on today at D23.
oh, cool. I want to check that out and see if they're doing that then, because
Yeah,
yeah,
because
that would
last year they showed Little Mermaid.
then if they did that, then people are definitely hoping that they're going to do the same thing with Snow White, and they should. Like, it would be wise for them to do that.
Right.
So
I'm sure that's been planned for probably years.
yeah,
They just didn't plan on, which I'm so surprised. Like, I feel like Disney would have some sort of NDA or whatever for her to keep her mouth shut.
right. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's got to. I thought there was something somewhere. Like, as an actress, like you don't speak out against the project that you're working on. Like, I thought most people knew that.
That, and you and I have both worked for Disney. We know how strict they are.
Yeah, but I mean, it seems like everything's just getting lenient over the years. Like, the more things that I see and the more people that we talk to about Disney, it just seems like they're loosening their strings a little bit compared to when we
Yeah.
were there. Or maybe it's just like a change of generation, like some of the
Mhm.
younger kids are starting to get into these higher roles and they're kind of changing the game. I don't know. There's something
That's
about it's a little bit different.
true. It could be that because I listen to Raven anytime she's on anything, and she talks about how things were different in her day as a kid, whereas now on set, oh, you're late to work. Oh, do you need to meet with the therapist? Is how it kind of goes now, and like everyone's kind of pampered compared to back then. And
Yeah,
she doesn't really agree with how lenient things are these days.
yeah, I mean, there's something to, I mean, I think it's just coming from our standpoint of like, we were kind of toughened up a little bit differently. Like, they didn't really
Mhm.
coddle us. And it's not coddling so much, but like, we weren't giving the resources maybe we needed. There wasn't like mental health therapy for us available in certain situations, or there wasn't like the call out of like, hey, I'm feeling this way today. Maybe I'm not going to come into work. Whereas like, that's
Mhm.
widely accepted. If we did that, it was like, what are you sad about? Like, come to work, do your job,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's definitely different, and I feel like a lot of the dynamics overall are different because of that standpoint.
Yeah. I think we need to find some sort of middle ground in between the two.
I definitely agree. That's the 90s in me. Sorry. But yeah, do you want to move on some park news?
Yeah.
Okay. So over in California, Haunted Mansion is getting a expansion on the grounds outside.
Oh,
So the virtual queue or I'm sorry, virtual. It's not virtual. The outdoor queue outside is going to become more immersive and expanded overall. So it's going to get expanded with gardens. There's going to be different gardens that are going to be featured for different characters in the new film. And it's going to feature things with waterfalls, greenhouses, that show kind of where the groundskeepers grow like plants for the mansion and different things. And also there's going to be a new Haunted Mansion retail store that's going to be built right next to the Haunted Mansion.
wow.
It's going to be a little hut. It's going to be cute.
Yeah, that's going to be really cute. Oh, a few weeks ago, Melissa, who was on our podcast a couple weeks ago, she had this big Madame Leota like sipper thing, and she left it in a restaurant. Nobody found it or turned it in for her, and she was so sad. But
Oh,
maybe they'll start carrying stuff like that on the regular, though.
they need a space for this. I was always surprised that Haunted Mansion, or at least just New Orleans Square alone, didn't really have a shop like that for the spooky stuff, like Nightmare Before Christmas merch, Haunted Mansion merch, like all that.
Pirates.
Yeah, just right there and like to shop in. So I was surprised. So I'm excited they're doing this. And the location, it's going to be kind of adjacent to the attractions exit, as most gift shops and things are. And it's going to mimic Madame Leota's carriage house, which I don't really know what that looks like, but I'm guessing.
We got to see the movie.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. I need to. I'm not even opposed to watching it. I'm just low-key waiting for it to come to Disney Plus.
Same. I didn't make it to the theater to watch that one. But I feel like this one had more focus on all of the characters versus the Eddie Murphy one, kind of focused on the family.
Yeah.
I think this is going to focus more on the ghost. So I'm excited to check it out.
Okay, I kind of like that perspective because the whole point, like I'm gonna spoil the first one. We've seen it in 2004. It's been out for a while. If you haven't seen it, it's been 19 years. That's your own fault. But yeah, it focuses around Eddie Murphy's wife because she's supposedly like the reincarnation of one of the ghost's wives that had passed away in the mansion. So she comes in and they're like, oh my God, like, so it focuses around that family basically because the ghosts in the house are essentially trying to low-key kidnap his wife and like keep her in the mansion. So it'll be interesting to see the flipped version of the perspective of the ghosts and all the different characters within the house. Cause I guess I didn't think about that when I was younger, but from a standpoint of loving spooky ooky, I'm interested.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen it, but just from looking at the cast, because I believe Madame Leota's Jamie Lee Curtis. She's in the movie. I think that's her character.
Oh.
But just seeing somebody big like that is one of the ghosts of the house. Obviously, they've got to have a bigger focus.
Totally. And it seems like that is the focus based on like a lot of the stuff that I was reading. It seems like that's the focus. And it's just kind of like you come in with the family to see that perspective, essentially. It's like a POV from a family's perspective. Yeah. I would assume. Which makes sense. So I don't know why I was kind of low-key shitting on it before, because guys, I'm probably going to watch it. I'm excited. But anyway, so yeah, the expansion in the retail store, it's coming in 2024 and it's set to start construction like right at the beginning of the year in January.
Let's go, New Orleans Square. Congrats.
Right? So I'm excited to go and check out New Orleans Square after everything is all together. They've got the Tiana's Bayou, the restaurant, and then the newly renovated. That's probably why they're doing this, honestly. Everything's getting a facelift, so they're like, why don't we do it while we're all under construction in this area? Yeah. But speaking on the spooky ooky Halloween stuff and Nightmare on Christmas, or Nightmare Before Christmas so the mayor's cart bucket that I was telling you about from Mickey's Not So Scary, it used to be just exclusive to the Not So Scary, but it's actually coming to Disneyland.
Oh yeah. Are you gonna get it?
Probably. because what I found out is the mayor's head does turn. He's got two faces.
Oh, how cute.
So I'm excited. And it's actually affordable compared to a lot of the buckets. This one only goes for $29.95 with the included popcorn. It's reasonable.
For what you're getting, it's reasonable for this because it's a figurine you'll have forever.
Mm-hmm.
Not all of them are worth it though, but this one, yes.
Yeah. And they normally go for like $25-$30. Yeah. So this is maybe like $5 more. But like I put pictures up here for Kylie to see like the two sides of it. They also had pictures of the front and the back. And it's so detailed, having all these characters just like kind of poking out of the hearse. And like I said, the mayor's head turns. So you get his happy face and you get his concerned, sad, scary face. Which was kind of the thing for me. I was like, if it does that, I almost have to get it because I love that his head turns.
Yeah.
Not so exclusive to Disney World anymore. You can get it over here at Disneyland too. And I'm assuming, because I don't think it said, but I'm assuming it's probably right there in New Orleans Square. I would assume one of those popcorn kiosks over by like Haunted Mansion or like Pirates is probably going to have it. And just keeping it at Disneyland for one more time, San Francisco Square is officially open.
Ooh.
So it opened at the end of August. This is obviously in retrospect now, but it is officially open. And I'm excited to go back because we can actually utilize the bridge again and we can't get lost, which low-key, not Disney's fault. Again, our fault, but it'll be nice to be able to use that shortcut again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see pictures now of kind of everything and see what they're doing. And I want to try the food, see if there's any new like food shops or anything that they kind of threw in there.
Yeah. And not only is it Asian representation, but it's Asian American. I feel like there's definitely a difference there.
Totally.
So that's cool.
I like the inclusivity. It's nice. So I'm excited about it too. I need to get back to Disney again. I wanted to go for Labor Day weekend, but honestly, I was afraid that it was going to be overcrowded.
Probably.
So I vetoed that and decided I'll wait. Especially because Labor Day weekend, this, past weekend, and again, in retrospect, guys, was the beginning of Halloween. Like everything came out the 29th and 30th. So everyone's like jumping on the Halloween stuff.
Low-key, I was like, do I bust out my fall decorations?
I've been considering it. Oh my God. I went to TJ Maxx and they low-key put some like pumpkin spice in the air.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna pick it up.
I went out today, I ran a few errands and it's just out. And I'm like, do I do it? But I'm deep cleaning this weekend. We got a 3-day weekend. I'm deep cleaning. So next weekend I'll bust them out.
Okay. You're enticing me. And I'm debating on, do I go fall, like so I can keep it up longer, or do I do Halloween? And I feel like I should do mainly fall and then accent Halloween so I can take it away and keep the fall for a little bit longer.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do too.
Okay. I'm coming to you for some decorating advice because I know you have it and I have ideas, but I overwhelm myself. So
okay, I'll say this for you and everybody listening. Dollar Tree.
Okay. So
they even have like those tall like signs that say welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Like they carry them for like $5.
You're right. I don't know why I sleep on it. I know better than any. I taught you about Dollar Tree. Why am I sleeping on it? Like, you're right. I do need to go there. And you need to go while it's still like September because once it gets closer to October, guys, that stuff isn't there. People have bought it.
As soon as you see it, go, because probably in 2 weeks you're going to have Christmas stuff and then that's going to be gone. You got to go grab it while it's there.
Yeah, you're right. I'm probably going to go do that today because I had my first like fall drink at Starbucks. I had like the apple crisp thing. Okay, this is not a
oh my gosh, those are so good.
So good. But now that it's like entered my veins, like all I think about is fall.
You can get that year round, right?
The apple crisp one?
Yeah, what is it called? Apple cider. Yeah, all it is, I forget what it's called. It's been like a decade since I've worked there. Actually, yeah, literally a decade since I've worked there. But it's cinnamon dolce syrup with apple juice, steamed apple juice, and whipped cream on top with caramel drizzle. That's all it is. You can make that at home if you want.
Oh my God, yum. Want it. No, but they have a new one too. They have an apple crisp, like oat milk latte or something too, which is probably low-key about the same thing.
Is there coffee in it?
I think so. Because it's like a shake.
I cannot see apple and coffee tasting good together, but that's just me. I'm very picky when it comes to coffee.
I was skeptical, but it has like an apple pie taste when you drink it, but not like heavy on the apple. It's like apple's there, but you get more of like a cinnamony like
Mhm.
taste. It's good. I wonder what's in it. I'll have to look and see what's in it. Because I'd be curious. I
Interesting.
can't imagine it's just like straight apple cider, right?
Well, they don't
And-
have apples. Well, they might have apple cider seasonally, but we always did steamed apple juice.
Oh, steamed apple juice. What is it called? Like
Caramel apple spice. That was the drink that we would make.
oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, so it's just steamed apple juice with cinnamon dolce syrup, whipped cream, and caramel drizzle.
I wish it, yeah, it says late. I'll look this up later. We're busy. Okay, anyway.
Yeah,
I'll tell you later.
we're recording a whole podcast. Oops, sorry guys.
Yes, sorry. Whoops. ADD,
It's
where?
fall. You're probably with us anyway.
I mean, just to keep on brand, since where I was going is where we're headed anyway. So over at Disney World, technically Disney Springs, aka downtown Disney when we were there, but like they were converting it literally. Oh my god, we're so
Yeah.
old.
It really is like its own little place though at Disney World, to be fair.
Yeah, it is. So so Disney Springs makes sense. But anyway, so their Halloween stuff, their treats and snacks have entered the Disney Springs area, which is why I was tangenting, guys. Sorry. But so here's like some of the 4 like big things that came out recently. So there was a Halloween mini waffle sundae, which they didn't have a price for. I didn't see.
Oh, so it's expensive.
Probably, yeah, low key, right though. It didn't look that good though. It was melted. Like it looked like it
Okay.
melted fast. So it was a bubble waffle, which I'm assuming is like some kind of a crepe type thing.
Oh, okay.
And then it was filled with chocolate soft serve, orange sauce,
Hmm.
chocolate cream cookies, Oreos, candy
Oh.
corn, and chocolate sticks.
That does not sound good to me.
Honestly, it's too many things in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know about this orange sauce. You know I love chocolate and orange.
Yes.
Everything.
I feel like if maybe it was just those things, you might like it. But
Yeah.
candy corn, I'm one of those weird people that like candy corn,
Me
but
too.
okay. Thank you. You're
Okay.
like the only other person I know that likes candy corn.
Love it.
But I feel like it should be by itself.
It's
And-
straight sugar. Why are you
Yeah.
adding more sugar to it? Like,
And then, yeah, it's a lot.
I have sweet teeth, and this hurts my teeth to think
Yeah.
about eating it. I could never. Like,
It's like
I don't like.
they mix chocolate and the color orange instead of thinking about the actual flavors.
Yeah. Like, I don't even think this syrup would jive with this chocolate. There's something about orange sauce or orange syrup mixing with a chocolate soft serve that that doesn't taste good.
Yeah.
And this is coming
Gross.
from a chocolate orange expert. Just kidding. But anyway, moving on to other delicious things. This one sounded good. This ice cream sounds good. So it's called the Haunted Mansion Cone. And this one did have a price. It goes for $6.49. So it's pistachio and purple cheesecake soft serve swirled together. And that's black vanilla cone with hitchhiking ghost chocolate medallions. This sounds good.
Yeah, I've never had pistachio ice cream, so I don't know what that tastes like, but it doesn't sound bad. Sounds way better
it's
than
good.
the other option.
Of orange. They should have done a soft serve orange with the chocolate and swirled it. That I could have vibed
There
with
you go.
almost.
Yeah.
That would have been good. Yeah, no, pistachio's got like a light taste to it. It is sweet. I don't even know how you would describe it, but
Is
I
it
know
nutty?
that it does have a nuttiness to it.
So I'd probably like it.
It's good. I've had like the Talentino, like the little yeah, I've had their pistachio ice cream and it's pretty good. And I would think it would pair well nicely with cheesecake because they're both like light flavors that would just kind of go well with each other. So I'm into this, yeah. And it's purple and green too, by the way, which is so cool.
Very villain-esque.
Love it. And then a fall Dole Whip sampler. Now these are interestingly flavored.
Tell me more.
Yeah. So the first one is a Dole Whip and vanilla soft serve with a pineapple wedge. Normal. We're okay with that.
Yeah.
The next one is the pumpkin and salted caramel soft serve with caramel sauce and caramel crisp pearls.
Where does the Dole Whip come in?
I think they're just like soft serve samples. I lost the Dole Whip
Okay.
here.
Okay.
Well, they called it Dole Whip sampler, so I was expecting more Dole Whip
Yeah.
too.
Okay, because I was gonna say that sounds great. I would eat
Yeah.
that, but what does it have to do with Dole Whip?
Well, yeah, because then the next one is quite literally the ice cream from the Haunted Mansion cone, which is just the soft serve of purple cheesecake and pistachio, and then roasted salted
Okay.
pistachios.
So
Which yum, but we only had one Dole. You're right. You honestly, I got distracted by the other flavors, but yeah, there's only one Dole snack here.
huh. Okay.
Weird.
Sure.
Okay. And then the last thing, which falls into what we were talking about, so an apple cider slush.
Oh, yum.
Oh, it looks good too. So it's apple cider. Well, this I'm questioning it now though, because apple cider, pumpkin soft serve, and apple in an apple slice.
I feel like that. I don't know about the apple slice. I'm not an apple person, like the fruit apple, but I
Yeah.
love me some apple pie. I feel like it could be good.
With pumpkin.
I feel like it could. Because
Okay.
they're both like spices. So it's
That's
very fall-esque.
I just
Maybe
wonder.
if they added a little bit of vanilla to it would tie it all together.
And they probably do, knowing Disney. And you can get it two ways. If you're feeling spicy, you can get it with Fireball whiskey for $14.50.
Rest in peace.
Literally. Oh my God. With the Disney pour too, done. After one, it's over.
I mean, you don't even need a Disney pour to be done with Fireball. I've had that since I was like 21.
Oh my God, no, me neither. Fireball was such a college thing. When I see it, and there was also another one called Aftershock where it had crystals in the bottom of the bottle, and it was a clear bottle, and it looked like straight. It was red. It was bright red, and it just
no.
Yes, it looked like liquefied Red Hots, basically.
Ew.
Oh yeah,
and then
it
just
tasted
as soon as it hits your throat, you just feel it burn. What?
Yeah, this.
Why
and
did we do that to ourselves?
Because it was one of the only things I would drink because I was really picky.
Man, why did we do that?
We can go on a tangent about like I drank Burnett's. Did you ever drink Burnett's? The cheapest vodka. Oh, it was the cheapest vodka that we could find because we were all so dirt poor.
Was it worse than Smirnoff?
Oh my God, the lowest tier vodka.
Smirnoff grosses me out.
I won't drink it.
I even like in my early 20s, one time I was like, nope, not doing that ever again.
Oh my God. No, Four Locos. Thank you.
I never had that.
You never had a bad experience on a Four Loko?
I've never had one. I knew better. Both. I knew better than that one.
I had a bad experience and I drank them.
Yeah, I knew better than you don't mix caffeine and alcohol.
I didn't even know what was in it. I just drank it because where I was, again, college town that I lived in, you could get that and like other shit for cheap. So that was what I would drink. One of those and you're done. Two of them and you're dead.
Yeah.
But that explains it. Sure didn't know there was caffeine in it. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, the apple cider slush, you can get it with the Fireball whiskey for $14.50 if you're feeling bold, if you're feeling like you can still take things on with that. However, if you want to keep it safe like Kylie and I, non-alcoholic version, $5.99. Okay, and so moving in to our segment of the week. So something that I wanted to talk about that I feel like we haven't given love is talking about Disney bounding and Dapper days.
Yeah, I remember learning about these during our program. I think you actually explained Disney bounding to me.
Yeah, and actually Dapper Days I saw play out while we were at the college program. I know they have set days like once or twice a year. I think there's one in like spring and one in fall, if I'm not wrong. And it's quite literally where you come in like old school, like formal clothing. Yeah, very dapper, quite literally. One of our roommates partook in it actually.
Yeah, she was the one that explained what it was to me. So
yeah,
I
me too, I think.
Both of those from my roommates.
Yeah. So that was cool. That was honestly for I felt in my opinion like it was a lot of the theater kids who really took on Dapper Day because they understood it and they had like the costuming like know-it-all, or they knew someone who had the ability to get them like a good outfit.
Yeah. Very like 40s, 50s.
Yeah.
Like fedoras or
Pinup girls.
yeah, and like suit and tie, very dressed up to the nines.
It was always an interesting day too, and it was usually a weekend that they did it.
Mhm.
Like it would go on for a weekend, and it was interesting to see people walking around like that. It was cool. It was fun as a cast member to kind of see people as guests dressing up, because you didn't see that often. You saw people in t-shirts and stuff.
Right.
But I mean, we were in Florida in the summertime. I was like, girl or dude, how are you wearing like a 5-piece suit? It's like 100 degrees out.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I never saw it at my park. I just saw pictures like on Instagram of people doing it, but
oh really? Didn't
yeah.
trickle into wow, okay.
Mm-mm.
That's good to know. So I guess it is just well that yeah, I guess it makes sense, because like I remember like a lot of the Mary Poppins characters would come out on these days and
Mhm.
they would do shows, and it was like very in the era of like what the way they were dressing.
I guess in a sense it's kind of a party, so that does make
Yeah.
sense. It's only in one park.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
It's like an unofficial party.
And I keep forgetting too that Disney World's parks are not close like Disneyland. So it's like to get to the next park, like you'll have people trickle over there, but like
Mhm.
you can't have like a party for all 4 parks basically at the same
Right.
time, because it just doesn't work.
Right.
So that makes sense. So that's Dapper Days, but Disney Bounding is a little bit different. So Disney Bounding is just like if you're on your trip and you want to dress as a Disney character, but you do it in normal clothes, because Disney has a rule where like when you come into the parks, you can't dress in full costume, because they don't want other guests to mistake you as like an actual Disney character to take photos with or harass you or whatever have it. So people take to being creative and taking street clothes and essentially turning them into Disney character outfits.
And we'll give a disclaimer, if it's a child, they're allowed to wear in costume, but if you're an
Yes.
adult, it's not allowed.
Obviously, right, with Bippity Boppity Boutique and stuff.
Yeah.
We see all the cute little princesses, which how sad would it be if like you couldn't let a kid dress up, right? So I'm
Right.
glad they let that. Yeah. So as adults, we're not allowed to dress up, but yeah,
Yeah,
this
so,
gives
like-
us
Oh, God, sorry.
no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like an example, like if you're wearing yellow leggings with a red crop top, Winnie the Pooh, like
Exactly.
colors that obviously mean a character, and anyone can look at you and guess who you are.
So, but I saw that you put something on here, and am I frozen? Okay, no, I'm
No,
not frozen.
you're
Okay.
good.
So I saw you put something on here, and I searched it in my search bar on TikTok, and now
Did you see
it's
it?
popping up, but I don't know what I'm looking for, because now I just see her popping up everywhere. So what am I looking for?
Oh, I just wanted you to see her outfit.
Oh yeah, it's popping up everywhere now.
Isn't it cute?
I love
Okay.
it.
So we saw someone Disney bound, and it was the most creative Disney bound we've ever seen, and it was Mia Thermopolis from Princess Diaries, and she's got
Mhm.
like the off-white. She did a shorter dress, but it's like strapless. She wears the gloves. She had the sunglasses, the headphones, like to the T.
Yeah.
It was just very creative.
It was cute, and I don't know if you saw the same TikTok, but I saw the one where she picks a patch of grass and she runs across it, and they play the "Get off the lawn," and they played in like the 5 different languages.
Yeah, no, I didn't see that one. She's just on Main Street when I saw her, and she's like dancing.
That's cute. No, that would be a really cute one I'd like to see. And it actually expanded on some that I want to see. So I saw you pick some, and I picked some too. We picked some characters of Disney bounds that we'd like to see potentially walking the park. That would just be kind of fun. Do you want to go first while I pull mine up?
Yeah. So my
Okay.
first one is Marie from Aristocats. I feel like most girlies like Marie. She's cute. She's feminine. It's like just throw on some white with some pink, maybe a little bit of blue because her eyes are blue. Accessories. I feel like that
Do
could
like
be
a
really
little
cute.
choker. Do like some
Yeah.
ears.
I think that could be
Oh.
super cute.
That would be cute. So my first one, it's Lola from The Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen. So
I love that so much.
specifically, do you remember when she was doing like the hunger strike against her mom, and she's like super
Oh
bohemian
my
with the little
gosh.
glasses?
Yes.
That one specifically. Or any of them really. When she's Eliza, like you could really do it all, honestly.
With the,
But
what was it, pink outfit she was wearing on stage?
was it pink or red? Either way, the sequin dress.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
iconic. But you tipped me off to that with another one of your characters.
Saving that one for last. So my next one is Esmeralda from Hunchback. I talk about her a lot. I love her, and I love her colors. Like, my two favorite colors are teal and purple. So I think just incorporating those, get some bangles, gold accessories, and you could have yourself Esmeralda.
It'd be so easy too, because you could find a really, especially with like fashion right now, because everything's very puffy. You could get like a nice puffy sleeve, like crop shirt. You could do like a little skirt moment.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be so cute. Actually, I kind of want a Disney bound as her, because that would be so cute.
Yeah. Well, we've already
Okay.
talked about you being her for Halloween.
Right.
So I want to see you as Esmeralda at some point.
I know. And with my hair being so
You
long
have
right now,
dark
I've been
hair.
growing it.
Yeah.
It would be perfect. Okay, so next one also. Enchanted. Either one of her dresses,
Yeah.
I think that would be really cute.
Well, it's Giselle, right?
Yeah.
She always gets overlooked, and technically she's a Disney princess.
Yeah, and I feel like you could do like a mini dress, and it could be like puffy on the sleeve. You could do a blue mini dress, or didn't she have a white one too?
I think she comes out of the manhole in a white dress.
Okay,
And everyone
then
thinks she's a bride, right?
Oh yeah, and then at the end she has the blue dress. So either or you could use, honestly, just do a mini dress. I think it would be really cute.
That would be cute. All right, so we're rolling back to Lindsay. I think Anna from Freaky Friday, in the first half of the movie, or the first scene or whatever, where she's just wearing the black with the red writing and the like half sleeves
and the low rise with the stud
with
belt.
the belt. Yes.
Oh my god.
The Converse.
Oh, I wanted to be her in this movie. Low key, she was like, I was like, oh, she's perfect. And then she did the highlights for the first time.
Yes.
I was like,
yes,
it's everything.
That was the first DVD I ever owned, and I used to watch it every day after school in 7th grade. I love that movie so much.
Jamie Lee Curtis too.
Yes.
I love her.
Like Chad Michael Murray, like everyone in that movie did so well.
It was and the music that came out of it too. I think I even jammed to like the music from the fake band.
You're the ultimate.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So
And
good.
even like the grandpa's hilarious when he's like, oh.
So I love that movie. I may watch that movie today just because it's so good.
Strongly recommend.
I love it.
What's your last Disney bound
Throwback.
dream?
I mean, I have two. So one's a dream and one is just something else. So I mean, it's a thing. So first one, Lizzie McGuire, both movie and show.
Okay, so what would you wear for both?
So I think for like the show, I would do like probably her iconic like twist with her hair, like something funky. And then maybe like the iconic bell-bottom outfit from like her picture day, or just like something.
Oh my gosh, like the red unicorn sweater.
No. Even better. So yeah, I was unsure about the show, but I think like if you could find an iconic one like that, I think that could be, oh my god, Christmas time, that could actually be really cute.
Or even you could do like her cartoon where you have like the pink with the jeans and the orange platform sandals that are now available at Target.
Oh, shout out. But you're right, like that one would be good. And I think for the movie, I think I'd want her in her popstar outfit.
Oh yes.
The shiny, like off purple. She can even be Isabella if you want. I don't care. Be either.
People have done that though, like groups that have like a one guy and two girls. They'll do Paolo, Isabella, and Lizzie.
Be really good.
Joe Jonas did that with Sophie and someone else, but like he was Paolo and Sophie was Lizzie, and then somebody stepped in as Isabella.
That would be great. By the way, you can delete this, but did you hear they filed for divorce this weekend?
That's how we got.
I know, I'm disappointed. I need to read up on it though. Well, he filed for a divorce lawyer.
That's what I heard too. He hired a divorce lawyer. That's really sad, and it's so funny because like I used to be in love with him, and like all of them really like, who are we kidding? I would have married any of them. And now I'm like, no, I love their wives, and like I want them to be happy. And
yeah,
Which is funny. And like I went to their Happiness Begins tour back in 2019 when they first got back together, and it wasn't like, oh, you're fall in love with me like it was when I was 15 years old. It was more of like, how cool is it that we're all grown up and like still bond over this music?
I
And
love that.
like now it's like, no, I want them to be happy.
Yeah.
I
It's
want
like
them
we're
to be married.
no, and it's like we almost feel like they're moms and we're like, we married you off. You're not allowed to get divorced. Like
Like, I came to terms with this. You can be undoing it now.
and Sophie Turner, I'm sorry, she's like gorgeous and perfect like their other wives. I love her too.
I don't know anything about her other than she's in Game of Thrones. I never watched it. But
She was
they
a superhero too. She was like
oh,
she what's the spider one? The woman spider one.
Spider Girl? Spider Gwen?
No, she played a super. I need to look her up real quick.
Okay. Honestly, I
I'll
don't
look
know
her up.
anything about that. No, like I've even it took me a while on this one. I even accepted Priyanka.
Yeah, well, I heard news about her where people were saying she was like kind of bitchy and stuff, and I was like, I don't love that for him. But it turns out they were just making news.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard things about her, and like even back in the day, but like if we're honest, like Nick's kind of the same way.
Oh,
Like,
Dark Phoenix, I was way off. She was a
Jean
superhero.
Grey, you're right.
Yeah.
I didn't see that movie, but you're right. I remember her being casted as that.
Yeah, I remember when she like I think she went back to her red hair for this movie or something.
Yeah.
Like it was iconic when she dyed her hair again. I don't know. I've always liked her. I thought she's very poised, and it's because she's British, right?
Oh, I always like when I've seen paparazzi shots of them, they're always been goofy together. And that's why I liked her because
Oh, okay.
he's goofy. And so they were kind of just like a match for each other.
Yeah, they definitely
Yeah.
mesh well. You can tell that they seemed together, like it made sense. Like it wasn't
Yeah.
like a forced, like it wasn't like Justin Bieber and Haley Baldwin, low-key. But anyway, sorry about that. I was reading some conspiracy theories about Haley Baldwin this weekend.
Well, let's talk about. We'll keep that off because I got some conspiracies too. We'll talk about that when we're done recording.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah. Oh yeah, and then so my last one to bring it back. This isn't like nothing crazy or anything, but I was honestly on Facebook and I forgot we did it. So another good one to see would be like people dressing up as the 101 Dalmatians. Like if you just wanted to come in and
Oh
get
my
as many
God.
people as you could
Okay,
to dress
do you
up as
remember when we
Dalmatians.
had like the big Brazilian groups that came in? What if you had like a
Mhm.
massive group or like the dance teams, like where it's just a massive group, but they're gonna go their separate ways, but they're all wearing
Yep.
the same freaking bright pink t-shirt. What
Yes.
if you did that? And like you
Yes.
could just spot them. I love that so much.
Yes, and here's the reason why. So I forgot. We did this for our senior year. Disney was our spirit day, but basically a bunch of us band together to get as many people to dress up as Dalmatians, and we did it. And basically everyone went, and we had like 700 people in our class. So we got a bunch of people to do it, and you just saw
So what
them
Amber's
everywhere.
saying is she was the cool popular girl.
No, I wasn't. I swear. No, I don't even know how I got roped into this because somebody was like, "You're going to be a Dalmatian," and I think I was like, "No," and it ended up. There's pictures.
Yeah. No, that's a really cute idea. No, I'm joking. I remember like we had our official senior year t-shirt, but then like the cool kids came up with a different one. And you remember back in the day when like the hand gang signs were everything. So we did the 09, and I remember they made a t-shirt with that, and then they did peace out, and they wanted to do the F with the middle finger, but it couldn't work school if we did that. But they did peace out on the back because that was the cool thing to say back then too. And I remember I had a class with one of the guys that made the shirt, and I sat with him. So he invited me to have a t-shirt too, and I was like, "Oh my God, I have this t-shirt that all the cool kids are gonna wear."
No, right? It's like it just happens that like it's so funny. High school was so bizarre, right? Like you would just know one right person, and you just like everyone was like, "Oh, she's cool," and you're like, "How am I cool? I didn't do anything. I have chemistry with like Chad." Like, sorry.
Yeah. No, and I think it was like senior year too, so people stopped giving a crap about that stuff. Because I have a picture of our whole like class. It was like a communications class, and so it's only seniors, and we don't care anymore. We're getting out of here, and so like everyone got the shirt, and so we all took a big picture, and like there's just people from every group.
Wait, but I love that. Did you guys also make senior shirts, or did you guys not do that? Like, did you guys?
Oh, like with the puffy paints and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did that. A group of my friends. I did it with 2 groups of my friends because I was a little bit of a floater. I had like 2 or 3 groups of
That's
friends.
how I was too. That's why I know everybody, because
Yeah. So I did one where we spelled out senior. We had like enough people. However, was that 4 or no 4? Was it 6 or
like
7 letters?
6, 7,
Something like that. We had enough people
whatever.
to
Who
do
cares?
that. And then I had another friend group, and it was like the day after the seniors graduated above us, so we were technically still juniors, but it was the last week of school, and we did like bow down, and it was stupid.
I
But
love it. No, we were dumb. Ours, yeah, we would all get together and like our colors were black, red, and gray. So like we would get black.
God, mine were black, silver, and then
Yeah,
on
silver.
and in my senior year they added red as an accent.
Oh my
Jesus
God.
Christ. Literally,
No, wait,
every
us too.
time,
Wait a minute, us too.
literally, guys, every time me and Amber are talking about our lives, like we're the same person.
It's crazy too, because yeah, we didn't know each other during these times, so we're finding out that we basically lived the same life until we met each other.
Oh my gosh, and you're hearing it now on the podcast in live time.
So funny. No, but yeah, so like we had black shirts and we were writing in red and silver puffy paint.
Yeah.
And then we would do alliteration. So it'd be like sassy senior, sensational senior.
Okay.
You know, like
Junior Jules from Taylor Swift.
Oh my God. But yeah, so that's what we did. I definitely don't have my senior shirt anymore. I hope somebody or I have a picture of it somewhere because I want to find it.
I know,
for myself.
I've got pictures. So we did for those puffy paint ones that were specific to juniors or seniors. We did green because that was our class color. But like we would always make the shirts for like the football teams and stuff too. We'd get black shirts with the silver puffy paint.
And you make them, and
yeah,
we did that too. I wonder if they still do stuff like that. Like I know in the South, like in Texas, they do something wild over there. It's like a pin basically, and it's like this big pin that's got a bunch of stuff on it. And I don't know what it's called. Like if anyone from Texas is listening or knows what the heck I'm talking about, it's their version of a senior shirt, but it's like a pin. And like or like a ribbon, like the ribbons that like when you win first place, but like a giant one, and like you just decorate it and wear it or whatever.
That sounds very Texas.
Oh my God, it's so Texas. So that's why like I have no idea what I'm talking about. But like it's so funny to know like over the years we've all had this like quirky random thing we did to signify like we're done with high school, but in like the weirdest way.
Yeah. But it was like kind of like a culture thing. Like and you just like felt like you went through this long experience with these same people every year and you bond over it, and then you're like, okay, we're done,
Literally.
and then you never talk to them again.
I was just gonna say, and then you completely ignore them forever and you're no longer friends. But no, but I think it was, to your point, like a last hurrah with these people, because we knew we weren't going to see them again. Like we all said, like, we'll keep in touch. But it's like, you're going to Idaho, you're going to Florida, I'm going here. Like, we'll never see each other again.
Yep. And I like clearly or completely deleted all of my social media and started brand new like last year, right before I started this podcast.
How refreshing, though, I've got to say. I know.
I've got like 20 friends, and it's so nice.
I am going to have to do that eventually. Maybe I'll make a Finsta. So I have 2, so I can know what that feels like. And maybe if I like it, then I'll convert over fully to a Finsta.
Yeah.
Which would be actually the other one would be the Finsta, because
True.
But I haven't posted since 2019. And
if you don't live where you grew up, like it doesn't matter. You don't need those connections for jobs or anything. So
you're right.
I'm like, I don't talk to these people. Frankly, I can live without knowing what they're doing. And I didn't even go to my 10-year reunion because I did not care. And I wasn't about to pay $50 to go to some bar that I didn't want to go to when we could have gone to the school gym. Should have
Yeah.
consulted the event planners of our
Well,
class.
see, at least you had the opportunity to go to your fun fact is like we're the same age, but you were a class above me technically.
Yeah,
You graduated 09.
I beat the cutoff date by 4 days. That's why. So I was
I
the
don't even
youngest
know
in my
how.
class.
Oh, yeah.
So in California, where I was born, the cutoff date was December 2nd, which is Brittany's first birthday. Shout out. And my birthday's November 29th. So I literally beat it by 4 days. So I was
Yikes.
always the youngest, and I graduated at 17.
That's so funny because I ended up usually being kind of the oldest. Like when I
Yeah.
graduated high school, I was 18 and a lot of my friends were 17.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, because you
Yeah.
were right after the cutoff.
Oh, I mean, there was no chance. I'm literally 5 days till the end of the year. Like they were like, forget that girl. God, who cares? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, it's funny. Like I don't really talk to that many people from high school. Like they're on my Facebook, and it's not that I wouldn't talk to them if they reached out, but I don't really see much of a point.
Yeah.
Like we haven't been in each other's lives for so long. But no, but back to my I almost said family reunion, which LOL. But mine was I graduated in 2010, so my 10-year reunion was 2020. So
Oh.
pandemic, which was great anyway because I was in the group for the reunion, and all of the people that I knew were like, fuck this, we didn't want to go anyway, we hate
Mhm.
this, like thank God we didn't have to do this. And the people that were trying to plan it were like, you guys suck, and we were like, no, you suck, this is stupid.
No, yeah, that's exactly how mine went. It was the class president and the class vice president, and honestly, like, I never knew one of them. She was okay, I guess. I
Mhm.
never knew her. I never understood why she was popular, and then the other girl was popular, never was really nice to me, was too cool, which not every single popular person in my class was that way. There were a lot of nice ones. And so I just never understood why she was rude to me. And then all of a sudden, after high school, I'm going to add you on Facebook. And then I ended up like deleting her. 'Cause I'm like, you don't need to know what's in my life. Like you
Yeah.
was rude. And then, like came back around that time, and there was a Facebook group to plan the event, and
Mhm.
they took charge, and it's like, oh, we're back in high school where you win every year. And
Well,
they're
it's like
actually,
the whole go ahead.
yeah, sorry. And I'd been an event planner for like 5 years at this point, like, and I think there were a couple others too, and we all were like, hi, we're experts in this, so we can find ways where we can do this where it's not going to cost every person $50 to attend. Why do we need to pay for that?
Low key.
And it was at this bar
exactly.
that I had no interest in going to. I spent my early 20s there. I don't want to go as an adult, like, that's over partying.
I think it's funny. I think us as millennials were killing the class reunions because they're kind of lame. If you break it
Yeah.
down, low key, like it is like going back to high school. There's no way to not, like, all these people fall back in their circles because it's what we know to do. So it's like we let those people who were the class president kind of take over, and we're like, and low key, those people kind of peaked in high school, in my opinion. So
Exactly.
like, if that's
why I was
important
like,
to you, have it.
that was like, why do I want to go? Like, or why do you need to be in charge? Because you're no longer at that level.
Yeah, so I'm like, good for you.
But like, what happened to like our parents? Their family reunions were at the school, in the gym.
The family reunion. No, it's okay. It's hard not to, right? It just rolls off the tongue. But no,
the
I
high
know
school reunion, yeah, like it was always in the gym at the school they
Yeah.
went to, which is logical. Like,
Makes
why do we need to
sense.
go to a hotel? Why do we need to rent out a venue, go to a club? And they actually were going to, I think there was like an anti get together too. I just did not care enough.
Oh, I didn't comment. I just followed the drama because I was like, this is good. I was like, this is juicy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, like I was definitely like watching the chats and like people's comments and stuff. But I know there was a group of people planning to just go out to meet up at a bar.
Yeah.
And those people were people I kind of kept in touch with, and I thought about joining that, but then the ones that were important enough fell through, and I was like, well, if they're not going, I'm not going.
Yeah. Like, I considered going to my reunion, but first of all, at that point, I was already in California. If I'd lived in Mississippi, maybe I would have driven up. That's like an hour. I can waste my time. And if I don't like it, I went to school in Memphis, so like there's stuff to do around the area. I could have entertained myself for the day. I don't have my family out there still, so like I would have found something to do. But I couldn't find a reason being in California to fly back to Memphis to just go see people that I don't really need to see, that I haven't talked to. Like, if we had been in touch, like, and I was going to go see friends who live in Memphis, because I have a lot of friends that still live out there, I find value in that. But I don't find value in going and seeing. We had 700, almost 800 people in our class. Like, there's no, it was huge.
We had like 500. I thought that was big.
No, I mean, why did we have such big classes? Like, all of us. But yeah, there was nothing to justify that enough.
All right, so we kind of burned some time here, guys. Sorry. Hope you enjoyed a little look into our childhood because we're going way back. But we'll wrap up with our 2 finger points.
Okay.
Do you want to go first?
Sure. Okay. So I feel like Disney, with like a lot of their live action movies, I feel like they should go the more mature route, kind of lean into more of the Disney adult version of the live action and stop gearing those more towards children. So like I said, I watched Cruella recently on Disney Plus, and I enjoyed it. I like that there was more of a mature feel to the story. This story to me didn't feel like they wrote this movie for children. I can see how children could watch it, but I don't know how they would want to. It had a lot of, I don't want to say darkness, but like kind of scary elements, and there was a little bit of darkness to it.
Yeah, could definitely give a kid nightmares. Yeah,
and Cruella is definitely one of the scarier villains, I would say. I think I even kind of deterred away from her when I was younger. But I just think with like all the Disney adults, I think Disney is starting, like we've talked about, is starting to see like that their Disney kids have grown into Disney adults, and I feel like they need to cater more to that market. So like, with these villain origin stories, you have an opportunity to really hone in on that adult market and give them kind of, doesn't have to be super dark, but it can be Disney dark, and give them a little bit more flavor so that it's, got a little more spice and pizzazz to it.
Yeah, I like that thought. And I like the flavor, the wording of it. I think that's an interesting take. I think going more adult route, because we're the consumers, and we have always been and continue to be.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is like, I don't feel like they're leaning the right way. I feel like they're teetering. Like, they'll give us like a little bit and then they go back the other way. And it's like, no, you saw that worked. So
yeah.
Okay. What about you?
So mine's kind of on the same side of things, but instead of going mature out, I think Disney, they're doing too much and need to just kind of pause. And if we go back 15 years in time, they were doing really well. 20 years in time, really well. Even 30 years in time, really well. Let's pause, go back to the drawing board, and kind of see what was working and why it was working. Because what they're doing right now is not working. And they keep pushing things out that are not working. And I think maybe we should go back to what was working. They're doing a lot of live action. I think that kind of takes from some of the magic in a way. I think, it started with a mouse, and that mouse was animated. So maybe we need to keep on with some more animation, because that's really what Disney started out as. Yeah.
No, I agree. To your point, there's an oversaturation in Disney to the point where there's no clear vision to what they're trying, like essentially to both of what we're saying, what they're trying to market to us and what they're giving us. We don't know. Yeah, it is too much. Yeah. I mean, like you said, to your point with the animation, I felt this way in the past. And I think there could be like a heart, like I say, with the Disney maturity, give the maturity to the live action and bring back the campiness for the younger generations of the animation with these movies, because yeah, we grew up on that magic. That's what kept us being Disney fans throughout the years, is that they gave us these magical, moments or stories. And I don't feel like they're doing that as often for us. So when they do it, like, for example, with Moana, it was really profound because it was something they hadn't done in a while. And it's like, we need to see what is working like that. That worked. What about that worked? Take what that did positively and successfully and integrate that into what you're trying to do in the future.
Yeah, and really push those. I know we had COVID at the time, but Raya and the Last Dragon, great movie. They could have done more marketing, or I know it was COVID. Maybe we hold on to it until COVID passed.
Well, they should have definitely done more marketing, or either of those, because I heard whispers about that movie. I don't think I ever saw a preview. Nobody was talking about it on social media. It really got swept under the rug as I think it got marketed just to specifically very young children, and that was it.
Yeah, and it was a great movie. I watched it in quarantine, and it was good. And it's in that, heroine princess era, like Mulan, Pocahontas, Moana. I feel like it definitely went with that. And I mean, you had Awkwafina as the dragon, so you've got the adult comedy right there.
God, I love her.
Yeah, me too.
Yes. Oh my God. See, another thing that slipped through my cracks, and I wish I would have known, because Awkwafina, she's great, and that would have been great to market to adults, to be like, hey, look, I don't know how widely liked she is, but I mean,
I like her.
Yeah.
And I mean, I remember when I went to go see Little Mermaid, she scuttled. There was this little girl in front of me, laughed at every little thing Scuttle said. And I think it's her voice.
Yeah.
I think kids like her too.
I think she's great. I've seen some of her show, Nora from Queens. Awkwafina is Nora from Queens. And I just think she's so funny. There's something about the naturalness of the way she kind of laughs at herself.
Yeah.
That makes it like relatable.
She's genuine, and she's not your average, she is average. Maybe is what I'm trying to say. She's an average person. She's herself. She's not getting plastic surgery, and she's not a Kardashian. She's Awkwafina, and I think that's why we like her, because she is unique and
authentically herself. I love a person that can be authentically themselves, because I struggle with that. So when I see it, I'm like, you go, girl.
Exactly.
But yeah, I definitely agree with you. Disney definitely needs to do some shifting, and I'm hoping with Iger being back and kind of getting everything back in order, I hope they're taking the time to really see what needs to be done, and kind of seeing who, maybe it's a refresh of figuring out who their market is again, because I wonder if Disney knows who they're marketing to at this point, and I feel like that's where they need to start.
That's a good point. I don't think they know.
Yeah.
And just pause and figure things out. That's like marketing 101. Know your audience.
Literally. Coming from two marketers. But literally, so I definitely agree.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, the spiel. Follow us and connect, and we will catch you next Two Finger Point Tuesday.
Guys. Thank you for listening to Two Finger Point, hosted by Amber Omar and Kylie Salmon. Created by Amber Omar and Kylie Salmon. Produced by Amber Omar. Engineered by Kylie Salmon. Social media managed by Kylie Salmon. Content created by Amber Omar and Kylie Salmon. Stay connected with us by following us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, or YouTube at Two Finger Point Podcast, with the number 2 spelled out, TWO. You can also contact us by visiting our website at twofingerpointpodcast.com. Be sure to subscribe to our podcast to have new episodes automatically downloaded to your device, or to get alerts of our new episodes on YouTube. We greatly appreciate you rating and reviewing our podcast as well. You could be selected to have your review read on the podcast, like this review here from our friend Zoe, My Disney Podcast Fix. Amber and Kylie have put together the perfect podcast about all things Disney. Love to hear their banter, their opinions, their recommendations, and I love following along with their quiz at the end of each episode. You know it's a good podcast when you find yourself chiming in. Listening to them every week has me feeling connected to the parks even when I'm far away. Thanks, ladies. Thanks to you too, Zoe. We will catch you next Tuesday for our next episode. But until then, have a magical day. Attention all DCPs, cast members, and all other Disney fanatics. Do you have an interesting story related to Disney?
Maybe you'd love to share what it was like working for the mouse, or why Disney holds a special place in your heart.
Or maybe you want to give us the dirty details about your roommate and how awful they are.
I mean, yeah.
Write into us. We'd love for you to share your story on the pod.
Or even have you share your story on the pod.
That too.
Don't worry, if you want to stay anonymous, you can. Christopher Marlando.
Reach out to us at twofingerpointpodcast.com/contact or DM us wherever you're connected.